Well, hello, and welcome back to Bella Graffito Art. Today's video is going to be a little different than the others. Today is going to be more of a work along with me type of video. I've been quite stressed out lately because I've had to make the decision to close my online store that I've had for my artwork for the past 3 years, and it's just been hard to continuously make art and quality art that I really like, and also try to keep up with social media and also with finding another job to replace the part-time job I no longer have. So it's just been a lot, and I've had to make the decision to close it down. Hopefully this is just a temporary pause and I'll be able to open up Bella Graffito Art again in the future, but for now it is what it is, and I have already explored several different avenues, but right now this is just the best decision for me and my business. So today's video is going to be all about just letting the art flow. I am going to give you a little intro about some of the supplies I'm using today so you can kind of get an idea of what I am working with, but today's video is all about using some supplies that you already have to create some nice stress relief art is what we're doing today. So I hope you will enjoy this little journey with me. If you would like to buy any of my art and my artwork, I also have some art kits that I've mentioned on this channel before. You can go to www.bellagraffito.com. But other than that, let's get to the video. Well, welcome back, and here we are again. Today, like I said, the video is going to be mostly me completing a project and just showing you what supplies I'm using, and then hopefully you'll be able to just kind of work beside me while I'm making this video and you're making your own thing. Because sometimes for people, it's nice to have someone else working in the room with them. Even though I'm not there, I'm there with you virtually. So for some people, it's helpful to have someone also working, so that way it motivates them to work on something too. So we're going to go over real quick some supplies I'm going to use. I'm not sure all of the supplies I want to use from start to finish, and that's why I've selected this mixed media paper, because I might decide later on that I want to use paint marker or permanent marker or something on this. So I want a paper that will handle all of that. And this mixed media paper by Canson is perfect. It's got a nice thickness to it, and it lets you know here on the bottom left that it's a paper that you can use acrylic, watercolor, pen, and pencil. So this is perfect for what I want to do today. It's 14 by 17 inches, and I'm going to use one sheet of the paper. I might use two depending on the project I want to do. Now, anything that I'm doing today, I'm not going to narrate all of it. I'm going to have some text pop up on the screen to kind of explain to you what it is that I am doing. The next thing I want to show you are some of the things I've pulled, because I haven't worked with some of these materials in a while, so I wanted to use them on this project. So I have these Neocolor water-soluble wax pastels. Somebody gave me these. They didn't want them anymore. They didn't use them anymore. And this is a fabulous brand. These are usually kind of pricey. So I've used these on a painting before. I've used it on a couple of paintings. I know specifically the one called Rhythmic Shift and also Festival. Those are on my website. Somebody bought the originals, but I do have prints. I used these on those two, and I just absolutely love how they work. And like I said, they're water soluble, so you can use paint brushes with them. I do have some paint brushes off to the side here and some water cups in case I decide to use lots and lots more water. So I've also got some Inktense pencils. These are basically like colored pencils, but it is a nice bold inky color that comes out of these. These are crazy bold and they're so fun to use. I also have these watercolor pencils. I haven't used these that much, so I might use these, I might not, but I've only used them a couple of times. So I'll probably try to put these in this particular art piece as well. And then these are my favorites. I love using these, the Inktense blocks. So it is water soluble. Again, you can use water with it, but these are super bold. So just like I was saying with these Inktense pencils, they're basically in a block form. So it's kind of like having the pencil just without the wood with it, but they are so crazy bold. And as you can see, I've used them quite a bit. So even if they break, you can always use them. Doesn't matter if they're broken. So I've got those water soluble things. And then I have two supplies that I have not used before. I have these Faber-Castell gelatos. I kept seeing these in the art store and I said one of these days I'm gonna buy them. So I went ahead and got them when I had the money and never used them before. I know people have used them in like card making. I've never used them and I'm really excited to use them. So they're really creamy color sticks. And it says here that they blend really well and you can use them with or without water. So I'm excited to try those out. And I also had ordered these like a while ago when I saw them on sale. So I'm excited to try these out too. The King Art mixed media gel sticks. So I guess I can probably compare them to these gelatos because these are also supposed to be kind of like gel sticks as well. So super excited to test these two things out along with supplies I've used before. Now, before we really get down to it, you know I love a good book reference and I have two books today. I've shown this one before on another video, but it's just so helpful for adults, especially that are trying to work with art and you kind of get stuck in your head. I mean, the whole book is about overcoming your fears and obstacles to making art. So one of the things that I really wanted to focus on, and also for myself, because I get stuck in art blocks too and get stuck in an art rut, today's page that I'm focusing on is automatic drawing and just start drawing and keep going. So I have no plan really for what I'm doing on my project today. I know it's going to be very abstract expressionist. I know that I'm not going to be doing anything from realism, but if you want to do that, by all means, please go ahead. But I'm going to be just trying to focus on just getting some lines on the paper and some different shapes. So this book, Art from Intuition, I've talked about it before, by Dean Nimmer. This is a fabulous book to have to help you with different art exercises. So when it comes to how I'm putting these marks on the paper, I also have this book. Remember, I love a deal on books. I got this from Half Price Books a couple years ago. So this is Creative Workshop Watercolor and Acrylic by Mark Mahaffey. I am going to be focusing on what types of shapes I'm going to be using. So I said before, I'm probably going to lean more towards abstract expressionism. So this page here talks about organic versus geometric shapes. So if you're also trying to venture into abstract expressionism or working abstractly, it's really important to understand the difference between these two things because when it comes to organic shapes, those are things that they can be really irregular. If you think of like an amoeba, just kind of like blobs of shapes. It can also be things you've seen in nature, like it says here, like flowers and leaves. And then you have geometric shapes, which are going to have more of a harsh edge. So like down here at the bottom, it shows, you know, geometric shapes. And then here, organic shapes. And then up here, it's kind of a mixture of all of them, but they're a little too blobbed up together. If that's what yours ends up looking like, though, that's fine. You just want to kind of have an idea of like, where do I want to put some marks on this paper and just kind of let it come to you as you go, like we talked about with the automatic drawing in the other book. But just having an idea of the difference between organic and geometric shapes will help you out as well. Now, I really enjoyed this book because there are so many great examples in here of different art pieces, especially working with just scraps of things. This particular project is really cool. If you have Yupo paper, I have some in the closet somewhere in my art closet, but there's so many cool things that you can do and it's got step-by-step instructions in there. So again, Creative Workshop, Watercolor and Acrylic by Mark Mahaffey, and then of course, Art from Intuition. Those are the two books we are drawing inspiration from today. So for the rest of the video, it's just going to be me vibing. I'll have some music in the background, and then there's just going to be me deciding whatever it is I want to create. So let's get to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, please leave a comment down below. I truly had so much fun making this project. I'm editing the video right now. I can't believe it has taken me this long to hop back into making art like this. Once I started selling my artwork, I started my website like 3 years ago, but I feel like I was boxing myself in on what type of art I was allowed to make, and I would forget to take the time to make things like this, where it's just a free flow, doing whatever you want on the page. And I'm so happy that I did it, and I need to do more of this, and I hope you will do the same. Oftentimes as adults, we forget that we need to have that time to just sit and let our mind wander. If it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or if you have an hour, do something like this, and it truly helps you, and it really does put you in a good mood. So I'm definitely going to be keeping a hold on this one, and possibly hanging it somewhere, because I absolutely love it. So be sure to check out the other videos on my page, as well as my website, www.bellagraffito.com, where you can see some of my other artwork if you're interested in prints or greeting cards or anything like that, because again, it does shut down on August the 14th. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.